The US dollar index has been super bullish for more than a year now. It is only a matter of time before it stops to catch its breath. And I personally think that time is now. Why do I think so? Let's dive into the analysis. But before we do, subscribe if you are new and also turn on the notification bell so that you will be in the know whenever we drop a new video. Thanks as you do so. Now back to the charts. I mostly trade in majors, which are USD pairs. I believe you already noticed that already. So I usually look at the dollar index first before analyzing the pairs I am looking at. As usual, you already know how I determine my trend. In a bullish trend, typical market structure tells you to look for higher highs and higher lows, new higher highs and new higher lows consistently like that. And in a bearish trend, you flip it the other way around, new lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, in that order, right? Now looking at these monthly charts on the dollar index, remember the dollar index measures the strength or weakness of what the US dollar itself. All right, so since I trade the major, it's normal for me to first of all look at the dollar index before analyzing my pairs, right? Obviously, if you look at these charts, even a 10-year-old, even a 1-year-old that can talk will tell you this. Obviously, an uptrending market because we are creating higher highs and higher lows, right? Higher highs, higher low, then we've created a new higher high, right? So ideally, if we are to pull back, we're supposed to create what? A higher low like this. Why? Because price has tested here multiple times looking left. So technically, on the monthly time frame, we are still in an uptrend. However, I'm expecting for price to pull back from this region back into this region for us to do what? Get bullish momentum. But remember, this is the monthly time frame, so for price to drop all the way from this place to this place will be a significant move, right? So how do we catch this move? Let's scale to the lower time frames. This is the weekly time frame, and obviously you can tell since we hit this price has been rejecting that zone. We rejected here, then we went up for a bit, and now we had this giant bearish engulfing candle. This is a weekly candlestick. Let's go to the daily time frame so we can get a closer look. If you remember, around within this past week on the Telegram channel, when there were a lot of confusion in the market where traders were saying trade against the USD and all, I came up, I'll share a screenshot when I'm editing this to show you that particular message I'm talking about. I said I wasn't going to do anything until price. I'm not going to trade against the USD pairs until price breaks below this trend line. Obviously, this is the daily candlestick chart. So as you can see, looking left, we had price moving sideways for more than 10 days. Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Around 10 days of price action moving sideways. So there were a lot of confusion in the market. Traders were confused whether to buy or to sell. I even sent out a disclaimer in the group to be careful. This is where rookie traders, this is where newbies tend to lose money when there is confusion in the market like this. So now price has gone into this zone and price has blasted below our trend line, right? And if you look at the size of the candlestick, you can see we took out how many days of price action looking left. See, we took out almost 9 days of price action looking left. So this tells us that sellers are interested in this market right now as it stands. And if I go back to the daily time frame, you can see we are creating something like a double top. All right, until we break this zone, it's not yet a double top as a matter of fact, but I think we are going to see that double top on the daily time frame. Now switching to the 4-hour time frame or scaling down to the 4-hour time frame, we've broken below this long time trend line. All right, there was a little bit of a manipulation here and then we went up. And of course, I warned you also in the group here that any sign of reversal, just close all your open trades, right? So we blasted and now we are trading below the trend line. Let's scale down to the 1-hour time frame. On the 1-hour time frame, we've blasted below the trend line and we've gotten something like a retest, right? And if you look at this zone here, we've been ranging, we've broken below that range, creating a new lower low. As you can see, we are trading below these lows here. So for next week, I'll be expecting price to keep pushing down. At least if anything changes, just the link to our Telegram group is going to be down below. I drop updates from time to time, so you might want to join the Telegram group. But for now, I think for next week, I would like to see continuous decline in value of the USD. So now that we've seen what the dollar index is trying to tell us, let's go and look at the USD pairs and look for trading opportunities for next week. All right, starting from the monthly time frame. The USD chart is kind of messy on the monthly time frame, so I'll just go to more recent price action, which is the weekly time frame. Now on the weekly time frame, we can see this bearish selling pressure on the weekly time frame, and we fail to close above this previous market structure, right, indicating weakness in the US dollar pair. Now you can see this giant candlestick there and this strong rejection above that we closed with for Friday. Let's go to 4-hour time frame. Now on the 4-hour time frame, we've broken below a long-term counter trend line, or should I say below a long-term trend line, and we're trading below it. Let's look at the 1 hour to see if we've gotten something like a retest. As a matter of fact, yes, we've gotten something like a retest, creating a new lower low. When price was going up here was the latest high, higher low, higher high, and right now we've broken below we've broken below this previous market structure. As a matter of fact, we've gotten our retest, and we can spot selling pressure to the downside. So for next week, I will expect USD CHF to keep falling all the way to the downside, all right, with this zone as our first level target. All right, for gold, let's go to the monthly time frame and see. For gold, we've been collapsing for more than 7 months now, and if the market decides to catch its breath at this area before continuing downward, because I know the long-term target is still downwards, but we might experience some kind of a pullback. Remember, this is the monthly time frame. We might experience some kind of a pullback before that happens, but we are going to do what? See how it goes. Let's go to the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame, we'll close with some kind of bullish pressure. Let's go to the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, we are creating something like a bullish engulfing candlestick, taking out like 3 to 4 days worth of price action, but we are still trading below this trend line. So if this is actually a pullback, I'll be expecting for price to come into the trend line to give us some kind of a rejection. But my worry now is this. If we had created a new lower low here, then I'll be very confident that price is going to bounce off the trend line. But looking at this equal low here, giving us something like a double bottom, I don't know what to say, guys, but this is looking scary at the moment. It's trying to counter our long-term bearish bias, at least for the time being. All right, but I would like to see, if we are going to buy, I'd like to see price break above this trend line. But for immediate trading opportunities, let's switch to the 1-hour time frame. Don't forget, this is the counter trend line on the daily time frame that we just saw from the previous slide. So now we've broken on the 1-hour time frame, we've broken out of this channel here from this major support level, and we are seeing some serious buying pressure at the moment. So I'll be expecting for price to come back and retest this broken structure here that has been tested multiple times before. Looking left, here, here, and here, right, including this place here. So now this is a solid structure that has been tested multiple times. Looking left, that price has broken above. So I would like for price to come back and hug it or kiss it before continuing upwards. So for the short-term target, I'll be expecting price to come back into this trend line. Are we going to get a rejection here? We can't say for now until we get there, but for now I'll expect this pullback to be terminated at this trend line. All right, let's look at USD CAD. We are still in a range, But let's see what the monthly time frame is saying first. The monthly time frame is equally in a range, as you can see, but there's some kind of a rejection that I'm seeing now at the moment. All right, let's go to the daily time frame. The daily time frame is still kind of choppy. Let's see if we get something, a clearer picture on the 4-hour time frame. Okay, on the 4-hour time frame, we are still stuck in this mini range here. So what I would like to see, if price actually is committed to fall, then I'll be waiting for price to come below this place and give us some kind of a break and retest with this trend line as our first initial target. Why is that trend line our first major target? Because the trend line is connected to these 2 points here and it has been projected into the future. All right, as you can see, the first touch we didn't know what was happening. Of course, the second touch we also didn't know what was happening, but after the second touch, price bounced off significantly. So 90% certain that when we come back into this trend line, we will get some kind of reaction. However, if we don't get that bounce, maybe a rejection back to the upside, and we break below, that is a strong indication that USD is actually ready to fall. All right, to fall. Anyways, let's look at the next pair, Gbpusd. Gbpusd has been stubborn all week. Of course, like you already know, I caught some pips on this stuff. This rejection here, this strong rejection here, is as a result of what, that double top that is forming on the daily time frame on the dollar index. So for now, I'm just going to delete this trend line. If dollar index is committed to falling, then of course we should be expecting some significant weakness on the USD world pairs. So with this momentum to the upside, I will be expecting for price to break above this counter trend line, give us some kind of a retest and come in toward this next trend line here. Why am I looking at that next trend line there? Let's zoom out. I think this trend line is from a daily time frame. The price has reacted here before. We capture this zone too. Remember, you need just 2 touches to draw a very good trend line. Now we have our 2 touches, which price has reacted to significantly before. So if price comes back to that level, I'll be expecting for price to reject, and if we break above, that's also a strong indication that the dollar is ready to what, collapse, at least for the time being. Let's look at Nzdusd. For Nzdusd at the moment, I have no clear direction. Initially, my initial bias was for price to fall back into this zone. All right, this is the monthly time frame. Let's see what the weekly is doing. The weekly closed with a significant bullish momentum, thanks to what happened on Friday last week. Now, on the daily time frame, we are trending below. We are trading below this mini counter trend line. So I don't know. I think if price breaks above this trend line, now remember, all this my analysis against the USD is as a result of what is happening on the dollar index. All right, what I'm seeing on the dollar index is why I'm predicting these USD pairs the way I am predicting them. All right, remember, for now USD is still in a very strong trend. All right, it's still very strong at the moment, but because of what I saw, like I said earlier, on the dollar index, so I'm expecting some temporal weakness on the USD pair. All right, and that's the first thing to take note of as a good trader. You need to know what price is doing at the moment. Once you have an idea of what price is doing at the moment, that is what is going to guide your decision making going forward. You can't just come into the market and start guessing. You don't even know what is happening in the market. You see one bullish spike to the upside, you want to buy, then you see another bearish spike to the downside, you want to sell. That is no good way to trade, okay? And that's why many rookie traders lost money. All right, that's why they lose money rather. And before I also continue, I addressed this in the Telegram channel today, but please bear with me. Let me readdress it here for the general public also. We are still a new channel and we are not providing signal services at the moment. My inbox is flooded with people telling me, should I buy now, should I sell now, should I buy now, should I sell now? Guys, I can't. We are not a signal provider. The only thing I'm trying to do here is to tell you what the market has in mind to do, at least for the short term or for the long term. All right, so the decision going forward is yours. All right, I can't give you entry signals to, okay, if I tell you to enter a trade, then where do I tell you to put your stop loss? I don't even know the kind of I don't even know your account size. You might be trading $100 account or $200 account. All right. Now you can't compare that kind of account with someone that is trading $1,000 or $2,000. The risk you guys will be taking is going to be very, very different. All right. So if we are to start a signal providing service tomorrow, what we'll do is I want my subscribers to have a minimum amount of money in their account, so that way I'll be able to do or gauge the risk of each trade I send out. All right. So please and please, guys, bear with me. We are not running any signal size, so I might not be answering questions of should I buy now or should I sell now. I just wanted to put that out there. So now that you know that, let's get back to the business of the hour. So for now, we are at this trend line. Are we going to reject? I don't know. Of course, if we see selling pressure, USD is still super bullish at the moment. So if we see selling pressure, we are going to do or sell. But should we break above this zone like this and we seek some kind of retest, then I'll be expecting to see price push into this counter trend line. Let's zoom out and see where that counter trend line is coming from. I think it is on the daily time frame. Let's go to the daily time frame. Yes, this is that counter trend line. All right, so I'll be expecting for price to come into that zone, and we might bounce off, but let's get there first, then we figure out what to do from there. Euro USD. Euro USD has been super bearish from this point to this point. Now I want you to notice something, guys. From this point, we were creating consistent lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. Now this is something I want to point out. From this point to this point, you could easily spot the impulsive bearish movement, then the sideways consolidation or retracement, impulsive retracement. There was some kind of a confusion here, but after that we had this impulsive move to the downside. We had some lackadaisical move here, then we had some kind of selling pressure again to this downside. Now we've been creating consistent lower highs and lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. Now after creating this lower high, I was expecting an impulsive move to at least equal low here, or if possible, as usual, create a new lower low, but that didn't happen. Now this is another indication that USD is showing signs of weakness. Now we created a new higher high, right? And price is going back up. Now yes, we might come here, maybe create a double top and collapse, but for now, with this higher low that I'm seeing here, I will only look for buying opportunities when we break above this market structure here. And for that to happen, which means we'll break above the counter trend line, then I'll look for some kind of a pullback, then buying pressure. All right, before I start looking for buying opportunities on the euro dollar. However, let's go to the lower time frame. Let's see what we have on the lower time frame. Let's go to 4 hours. So this is the 4-hour time frame, and this is the level I pinpointed from the daily time frame from the previous slide. So I'll be expecting price to keep coming up. If we don't reject this trend line, if we actually break above the trend line, then I want to see something like this, a clean break, then a retest, then for price to keep pushing higher. All right, just stay tuned in the Telegram group. I'm going to keep us updated. Then for the JPY index, price has been collapsing. If I zoom out, you can tell price is in a serious downtrend. But towards the close of Friday, we saw this impulsive move to the upside. But what I would like to see is, I'd like to see price come into this resistance and give us some kind of a rejection. In fact, at the moment, I'm even spotting that rejection already looking left. All right, price has reacted here before, it has reacted here before. Now we broke below, and I can see signs that it is reacting again at the moment. So we are going to wait till Monday and see what we can get from JPY. Now on JPY USD, we saw this impulsive move to the downside. All right, so I don't have any clear direction for this market yet. I'll be dropping updates also in the group. All right, so last week I called this trade in on the telegram. I called this trade in the Telegram channel, right? And price has done exactly that. We targeted 300 pips. It came close with just a few pips before this total collapse of Euro JPY. But for now, I have no trade calls on the JPY pairs. All right, if anything changes, I'm going to drop the updates in the group. All right, so with this, we've come to the end of this video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that you get notified each time we drop a new video. All right, you can also like, comment and share if need be. I wish you a successful trading week ahead. Have fun, guys. Bye.